sometimes if I write
Live
sometimes
streaming
if I write
is
complicated code, like it gets confusing. So I just break them down and everything. And the facilitator has been amazing. He just kind of explained everything from scratch and just taught us the basic things, and I think that's what I needed. So most times it just tells us to it gives us an a rundown of what we had to learn that day, and then we would go and work on our own, and then work on our assignment too. I think it's okay.
Okay, thank you, Zamnola. Jackson.
Okay, sir. I think for me, it was because usually I just freestyle and then do what I'm comfortable with. But the session helped me to like it kind of challenged me, and then I ran into like different errors, and I had to like Google and do a lot more research and find a way to solve those issues. So the session was like quite challenging, but it was fun at the same time, and I learned quite a lot of things.
Okay, thank you, Jackson. So, amen.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So they've given their feedbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've not asked them questions about they were taught in class. Like you have to like ask them questions, general questions. I just go through the
Of what
instruction.
the instructor's guide.
Yeah, I sent it to you to your mail. Let's check your mail.
Oh.
Hello, man. I sent a DM to you
It's me on Slack.
on this call.
Oh wow. Okay. Can I send it to you on WhatsApp?
No, I think you need to add me to that document. Maybe give me access. Saying I don't have access to view.
You still don't have access. Wow.
No, I don't.
First,
Maybe you need to add my mail.
first, so a mail will be because I'm not using my system now. So request for access. So a mail will be sent to you. So a mail will be sent to you.
Yes, I've requested for access
Mhm.
since I did that some maybe minutes ago.
Okay. If I'm trying to understand, I think it's I think I'm supposed to ask the questions. Abi. Amen.
Yes.
I said it's Mr. Lincoln that should ask questions.
Yes. Yes. It's Mr. Adibali that's supposed to ask questions.
Yes, but I didn't have access to the document. Can
Yeah.
Samuel share? Samuel, do you have access to the instructor guide? Can you
Yeah.
view it?
Please,
You
Samuel,
can you can add me to the document so that I can view from my side.
so he can't hide you. Or Samuel, please share your screen and like show the oh my god, where is it again? Hello Samuel. Hello Samuel.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said please share your screen so that
Okay,
the doctor guide and can like go through it himself while
okay,
on call. Thank
okay.
you.
I'm going. Looks like can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay.
No, this is the curriculum. There's another
Over
document, the structure guide.
Yeah, I finished. I
instructor guide. Okay, shared with me. I didn't receive it though. Okay, I'm checking my email now. Check that.
everything is
I didn't receive that instructor guide. Maybe.
doctor guide. You have it. It comes with a post training test. Everything should be in a folder. That's not it. That is for internal class.
Sorry, you shared it to me yesterday, right?
I'm sending the link here. Maybe you
Okay.
try to visit the link.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. Let me open the link. Finding us. I see that says as I have access. Can you see my screen? Amen.
And yes, I can see your screen. You just don't have access.
Yes.
Why? Impossible. You should have access to it. And right now, I can't even give anyone access because my system is not on right now.
Okay, Samuel, have you seen this instructor guide before?
Yes, you
I have
should
seen
have.
it.
Anyone
I have
with
seen
access.
it. I don't know whether they change it.
Let me try
They didn't change it.
doing it from my phone. Just screen and be able to do that. But you have the instructor guide. Can you just type it there? Have the access. Bincom Academy instructor guide. Look at
This is foundation class.
this one. This one.
That's a foundation class.
Yeah, that's what foundation. But you can also use
You said?
the
You said?
I can also use the curriculum of
Can I use the curriculum? Okay.
yeah, the
Well, this concern.
the things they need to teach. So should be in the curriculum there.
Okay, use the curriculum.
Okay, have you seen it? This is the curriculum now, so you can just
Yes.
the topics there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I the one asking the questions or Mr. Dinka?
Mr. Denka.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I think I have the curriculum here.
Okay.
Right. All right. The first thing on I think the first topic here is setting up environment, HTML, PHP, JavaScript. I'll be specific while asking these questions. Before I start asking questions, I may need to ask both with this three languages now: HTML, PHP, and JavaScript. Are you more confident with them now? Jackson and Damilola.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So amidst these three languages, HTML, PHP, and JavaScript, um, which one is a backend language?
PHP.
Okay, all right. So and PHP is a backend language to run PHP on a system. What do we require?
To run
You need
PHP,
Yes.
you need the tag. What's it called? It's tag
you need
PHP tag. Uh,
you need a server, Apache server,
Okay.
and you need to set up the environment for MySQL.
Okay.
And move your files to the text folder.
So um you said we need to set up Apache server, right?
Yes, sir.
Then what else do we need again?
MySQL server.
Need MySQL
Okay. And what?
and XAMPP.
Okay. All right. What happens basically is that we have different server management, local server management too. We have different kind of them. We have XAMPP, we have WAMP, and maybe many others. Then to get your PHP running, you need a server, right?
Yes, sir.
Apache
Yes, sir.
server. Then you need your MySQL running and your PHP running.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do we need Apache running to serve JavaScript and HTML?
No, sir. You don't need that.
So what do we need running to serve HTML and JavaScript? What do you need?
A
What
browser.
tools do you need? Okay.
A
Mm,
browser. That's all.
Just a browser.
The browser and your code.
and code
And if the
editor.
code is, yes, and if the code is,
You need the code editor, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for PHP, you did not mention code editor. Don't we need a code editor to write our code?
We
we
do.
need,
Okay, all right. So can we use PHP on the front end?
no,
Mm,
sir.
no,
But can we use it to write HTML and maybe JavaScript or CSS?
Within the PHP file.
no. You can only write PHP within HTML.
No. Yeah, so, sorry, I didn't get the question.
Okay, all right. Maybe Jackson go first now. I said, can we use PHP to write HTML and JavaScript and maybe CSS, the front end code?
Yes, but we need to put it within their correct tag.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
hello. Can anyone hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir, we can
Yeah,
hear you.
I got disconnected. I was asking, what's the file extension of PHP?
Dot
Dot
PHP.
PHP.
Okay. So can I write PHP within my JavaScript?
I think so. You just need to the opening. You just need to open it within. You just need to embed it within the JavaScript code, just like HTML.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Jackson,
I don't
can
think you
can
can.
I write? You said
I don't think you can write PHP directly inside JavaScript.
JavaScript.
why?
PH, I'm not exactly sure, but if I should try,
Okay, all right, try.
PHP PHP runs on the PHP runs on the server, and the file extension type is the syntax and the file extension type is different.
Okay. So the correct answer is no, because your file any your PHP only runs in the file type that is .php. So if you have a file type that is JS, PHP will not run there. But what you can have is that when you have a file type that is PHP, you can write your JavaScript, CSS, and HTML inside it, right? And you can also use PHP to print out your HTML. You can echo it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do we define a variable in PHP?
A variable is
We
defined
always
by
use
using the is it the dollar sign.
Okay. So can you give me some of the rules why naming a PHP variable?
The rules.
they
Uh,
must start with capital letter and small letter. Obviously. Then they don't accept hyphen. I think only underscore.
Okay.
They accept kernel case as long as the first letter is a lowercase for the letter.
Okay.
Then variable cannot start with numbers.
Okay. So how do you define a constant in PHP?
a constant has underscore value. For constants, you use underscore instead of dollar sign.
I didn't get that.
For constants, you use an underscore value instead of dollar sign.
As in, you want to define a variable fruit, a constant fruit. How do you define it?
Underscore then fruit. But I think for the constant, it has to be a capital letter. I'm not
No, that's
sure.
not exactly
Okay,
true.
no.
No, I
It does
don't
not
think
have to
so.
be.
Constant is how do I explain it? Is more
It's
like it is okay. It's used when you don't want to like repeat yourself, so you save like files, like you save variable names and like the value. I think it's used with the define function keyword.
No.
The
Do you want to try again?
Constant, constant.
Okay,
constant.
for variable, do I need the var keyword to define a PHP variable?
No, you
No,
don't.
no.
Okay, but when I'm defining my constant, do I need a constant keyword?
Mm,
Constant. I don't think so. I've not come ac- I've not come across.
Okay, so for PHP constant, you need a constant keyword, right? Then the name
Sorry,
of the constant.
what's the difference between that one and the define constant function? Is it
You
different?
said? I didn't get you.
When I was reading it, there's PHP constant, which is defined using the define function keyword. That's define DEFIN, then open brackets. That's the PHP constant. So, like, is there a different? Is there are there like two types of constant?
Define then the keyword.
Yes,
okay.
Can I
define that.
can I say something, sir?
You can. Okay, you can.
Okay. What I realized is that I think PHP later updated is that this we use is a bit back. PHP have introduced using the keyword const to create the constant. So the both of them actually work. So you can use both define and const.
And cons. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So, but for your constants, you don't need a dollar, right?
Yes, sir.
To yes, your constant just come with the const keyword, then the name of the variable you want to give it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So is PHP a static uh, or a dynamic programming language? Does it have
It's a,
static typing or dynamic?
it is dynamic.
Okay. Damilola, did you agree?
Yes, sir.
Did you agree?
I'm lost actually. I'm lost between the dynamic and the uh,
Static, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Jackson, can you give an explanation of what static and dynamic typing means?
Okay. Static is HTML and CSS in the sense that um, you are not exactly um, saving variable names and like you're not saving, yeah, variables. Like you cannot exactly set variables with HTML, but for PHP you can like um, create different pages and then just link them together.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I understand
That's not what static typing
it
means.
now.
Static typing means that you need to define what type your variable is when you define it. So that maybe when you define your variable to be an integer, right? Maybe variable fruits
Yeah.
now it's text, right? It's
Yeah.
string. Then you can assign a number to that variable if you set it to be static, like TypeScript, right? But
Yes,
in
sir.
PHP, you can define your dollar fruit to be one. You can define your dollar fruit to be mango, to be orange. Then you can change it along the line. But for static typing programming languages, you can't change the type of the variable defined. So when you define your variable, right, you must say what type it is, right? Now, okay, this variable is a string. It can't change from a string. You only expect the result to be the value that will be assigned to it to be a string. If it's an integer, you only expect it to be an integer. If it's a function, right, you only expect a function value to it. Just by the way, you may not have had that during the class, but it's just an addition, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. So how do I use PHP and as an operator?
As an operator.
Yes, and PHP and operator.
Um,
Oh, and
you use it when you want to perform more than one function or one event.
Like, I mean, what is and in PHP? And how do I write and in PHP? And
Oh,
and.
um,
You know, we have and we have or. I want to say Jackson
yes.
and
For and
Damilola.
you use the that
Can you type it to
and
this chat?
the
from.
app
Can
has
you can you type it to this chat?
Okay, okay, sir.
yes. I think it's called app percent or something percent.
Okay. Yes. How many of them do you need?
Two
Two.
Okay. All right. That's cool. What about all?
for all.
Or you
Um,
just type or.
do you just like for?
Are you sure?
I think for all you use the
Yes, 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 yes.
what's it called? I don't know the names of this signs.
The pipe, right?
Yes, that one is
Okay,
correct.
yes, yes.
But in my SQL, I believe you've done my SQL too. How do I write my and all?
Uh, for skill, I'm not sure.
So you can just write it like your normal English and all for my SQL, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm coming. Did you undo a form? Have you handled PHP form with a form request at the back end before
From
Yes,
request.
sir.
when you send the request? So how do I get a particular name, a particular parameter from a get request? Can you just type it to the chat? I'm sending
Sorry.
flutes from my front end to my back end, and I want to get it from my back end with PHP. How do I get that?
Okay,
I'm sending the
You
parameter
use
flute.
I think you use some
you
get
use the get keyword.
Can
um
you type it on the chat box here?
get
Okay, for flute, how do I do it?
sorry for fruit. Mm,
For what? Sorry.
Flute.
My
If
system
I'm
is
sending
freezing.
flute now, if I'm sending a parameter
Yes.
flute. So how do I get flute from my request?
I think you use
Okay. So Damnala, how do I get a post request? I'm sending flute with my post request. How do I get it?
okay, sir. Um, fruit. Sorry. There's a post here.
Are you sure that's correct?
There's an equal to sign, I think. I'm not exactly sure. Post. Let me try again. Uh, post.
Are you sure that's correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Jackson, can you help us out?
Um,
Are you sure that's correct?
Post.
yes, sir.
We are sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But look at what you did for get request. Did you guess that? Or you know that's correct too?
Oh, sorry. 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 Fruits.
Post.
Fruits. Because the last one is fruits. And yes.
Alright. So if I did not put a semicolon beside, at the end of my line, what will happen?
It's a true and error.
At the end of the line.
Yes, because you must terminate every line in PHP. So it's going to throw an error, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how do I write uh, PHP within HTML?
Within
I want to write
HTML.
PHP within my H1 tag. I want to echo something. Can you do that for me, please, on the chat box? I want to echo something within my H1 tag. I want to echo something. I want to print something within my H1 tag.
Mm.
Okay. What you did now, Jackson, Damlola,
Yes, sir.
to print empty. This what will this print to your screen? It's going to print empty, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but look at what Jackson did. He has rendered HTML with his PHP. But what other means can we use to do this if we don't want to render HTML with the PHP? Can I
Mm.
have something like this?
I think you can insert. You would is it require or what is it called?
Just what? Hold on. Can I have something like this? Can I have something like this?
No, sir.
Why?
Because the PHP opening and closing tag is inside. I think that is going to give an error, or it no, it's not going to declare the this thing because the H1 tag is supposed to be embedded in PHP file, not the other way
No, I
around.
think it will work. It will work.
Really?
It
Yes, it's
will
going to
work.
work. It's going to work. So you can write your PHP inside your HTML, but it must be in a PHP file type, right? You can't do this inside your both of them inside your .html file, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this so far it's a PHP file. You can do this there, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can I write my what's it called? My my JavaScript inside my PHP, as in, hold on. Can I have something like this?
It's confusing. PHP.
Yes, 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 sir.
This one down.
Spirit, spirit. Yes, sir.
Damn Lola, can we do this?
Um. Okay. Yes, we can. We can.
Alright. So how do I join two variables together in two variables together? I want to concatenate two variables in PHP. How do I do that?
They used the period. That's full stop.
Uh. All right.
Full stop.
Yes, sir.
So I want to join um I want to write somebody for first name. Jackson Jackson. I have variable first name. So how do I join these two together so that there's going to be a space between them? The full name.
Yes.
Just write your full name. Just write full name and Type it
Okay.
on the chat. Write full name and let me see how it's going to be.
Okay, with the space.
Yes.
Um, as first,
Echo. Hmm.
okay. Document.
Yes. Hmm. What?
I said both of you left out the semicolon to terminate the line.
Oh, right.
Then Jackson, when you are naming your variables, you need to
Yes,
be
sir.
consistent. You don't need to use camel case, is and snake. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So if you need to use underscore, use underscore. If you need to use camel case, be consistent with your naming.
Okay, sir.
uh So how do I write a comment in PHP? And what are comments used for? A single line comment. How do I write it?
Comment.
So I want to comment out something. How do I do that? Okay. So if I want to do multiple lines, how do I do them, Jackson?
Yeah. Wait, I'm not done typing. Multi.
Okay. So why do I need comments in my code?
To explain and then like document what you are doing. So in
To
case you need to come back
explain
to
the
your
line of
code
code so it can
or
be
someone needs to go through
understandable.
your code.
So there's no comment will not affect how your code works, right? But it's usually used to explain things that your code cannot explain. documentation.
Yes, sir.
So do you know how DBM is?
Yes, sir.
TP. Okay. Yes, sir.
You said
Yes, sir.
how DBMS. What does how DBMS means?
Relational database management system.
Okay. All right. So before we go there, um, you know what PHP include is and required, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are the differences between the include and required?
For
For
include.
Someone should go first. Maybe Damilola, you can see one difference and
Okay, sir.
maybe
For
if
for
just now addition.
include, you would include another file within the file, and for require, I think for require you just need some of the code. You don't need the entire thing. You just need some part of it.
That thing is that correct?
no, sir.
Okay, what do you see as the differences between include and required?
For require and include. For include, you are just adding it to the document. For require, if that document is not present or is not or if there's an error, it will not, your entire page will not run.
What about include?
Like it is required for the page. That particular file you're adding is required for the entire page to run.
What about adding? What about including? Sorry.
Include, it doesn't need for it doesn't, it is not very important for the file to be present for it to run.
So is it always when I use my require, I need to use the content of the required?
You need to use what?
The content of the required. If I use require and I require a particular script,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So do I
Yes, sir.
always need to use the content of the required?
The contents of the file. I don't
If I
understand, sir.
okay, if I have a file and I include it, right? Okay, let me
Yes,
just
sir.
explain what it does because the concept, the way you mentioned it, doesn't work exactly like that. So when you include a file, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
it's the same thing like you requiring the file, right? It works the same way. So it doesn't confer advantage. If I have maybe I need to include a particular dependency now, maybe I want to include my header, right?
Yes,
Or I
sir.
require that same file header, right? If that file is present, right, they work the same way. But if it is not present, that's where the issue is. If the file is not present, the file you are trying to include, your page will continue loading. It won't throw an error, right? But if it's
Yes, sir.
required, it's going to throw an error and stop your page loading, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So they work the same way if the file exists. But it's only when the file does not exist that include will allow your page to continue loading, while require will throw an error and will stop your page from loading. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So let me go back to the RDBMS. So what's RDBMS? What's RDBMS?
RDBMS, Relational Database Management System.
So what's an example of relational database management system?
MySQL.
MySQL.
Are you sure?
Relational. No, sorry.
Database management.
Um, I think
Sorry.
no SQL.
No, no SQL.
Are you sure? What is a relational database? Hello?
Relational database stores and provide access to data related to one another.
In what format?
In a tabular format, that's with tables, using tables, columns, and rows.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are some examples of RDBMS?
MySQL,
Okay.
uh, I think Postgres or something. How to pronounce it?
Okay. PostgreSQL.
Postgres. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any other type?
Um,
Those are the two I know.
SQL, SQLite.
All right. There are many others, right? We have MariaDB, we have Microsoft SQL Server, we have Oracle database. So, but what they have in similar is what you've just said. They store data in form of table, right? Rows and columns, right? So, what are the basic operations that are allowed in relational database? There's a particular acronym for them. You
We
said
can we can we can store data in forms of rows and columns.
I said there's an acronym for the basic operations that can be carried out.
Oh, add, delete, retrieve,
I think there's that.
insert.
Do you know what crude means?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can
Create,
you? Okay.
retrieve. No, I'm not sure
Could
again.
um
Damlala, you can go. All
sir,
right.
create, read, update, and delete.
Updates and deletes, yes.
Operations. Okay. All right. Do you know what a primary key is in a database table?
Um, Primary key.
No, sir.
Damlala.
Yes, sir. I think the primary key is supposed to like if I'm not exactly sure, but most times, let's say for example, you decide to use ID for your primary key. I think that's what we'll call most of the other columns.
Like the unique identifier, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, I don't understand that.
I said the primary key, right, in the table.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is usually the unique identifier.
Okay. Is that like the row name?
You said
Is that like the row names?
no.
The names of
In
the
your
field?
database table, generally,
Okay.
you may need a primary key, so that you will be able to identify each entry from the other. For example, like Damilola said, you may use your ID as the primary key so that no two individuals in your database will have the same primary key.
Okay.
And
Yes. Okay.
some of the time, it's usually sometimes if you are using a number, auto increment, right? Maybe one, two, three, right? So
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. So do you know what a foreign key is in a database table?
Foreign key, foreign key.
Okay. So when a primary